The year is 1999. Elon Musk, a 28-year-old South African immigrant, just achieved his first major business success. Zip2, the navigation website he co-founded with his brother, had sold for $307 million. Musk walked away with $22 million. Armed with newfound capital, Musk was already setting his sights on his next business venture. 1 month after Zip2 sold, Musk co-founded X.com, an online financial services platform designed to offer a full suite of online banking services. X.com was one of the earliest examples of online banking, in a time when the internet was just starting to take shape and online transactions were almost non-existent. X.com gained moderate success, but was largely overshadowed by their largest competitor, PayPal, which had been founded a few months before X by entrepreneur Peter Thiel. Just a year later, X.com merged with PayPal, and Musk became the CEO of the newly merged company, although his time as CEO would prove short. Just 7 months after Musk took over as CEO, he was ousted by the board of directors for technological disagreements and a lack of business model. Peter Thiel, who had resigned from the company 2 months prior due to those same disagreements, then rejoined to take over the CEO position. 2 years later, eBay purchased PayPal for $1.5 billion, along with the X.com domain name. Even though Elon hadn't been the acting CEO for the past 2 years, he still remained the largest investor in the company, thus netting him a significant payout. But by this time, Elon had shifted his focus to his newly founded company, SpaceX. 4 years later, on the other side of the internet, a website called Twitter was created by programmer Jack Dorsey. Twitter was envisioned to be a short-form SMS text-based social media platform where users could text a short message that would then be posted to the social network for their friends and followers to view. After launching, Twitter steadily garnered more users and more tweets posted, gradually becoming the third highest ranking social networking site as of 2009, behind only Facebook and MySpace. In May of that same year, media personality and businessman Donald J. Trump created his Twitter account, first using it to advertise an appearance on The Late Show with David Letterman. Trump's Twitter account remained a place for his PR team to advertise his various activities and media appearances until July 6th of 2011, when Trump posted his first political tweet in the fashion that we all know today. Congress is back. Time to cut, cap, and balance. There is no revenue problem. The debt limit cannot be raised until Obama spending is contained. This tweet marked a change in Trump's tweeting habits, going from a feed filled with PR engagement to a feed of political tweets clearly written by Trump himself, chastising Democrats, Republicans, and the sitting president at the time, Barack Obama. He continued this style of tweet, including tweets questioning the authenticity of Obama's birth certificate and speculating that Obama was not born on American soil, a movement referred to as birtherism, which Donald Trump didn't start himself, but his endorsement of launched him into the political spotlight as a face for the growing alt-right movement in the United States called the Tea Party. Obama would go on to win re-election in 2012 despite the birther conspiracies, but Trump's trend of making political tweets would continue, forging a path into the political arena culminating in his campaign for president in 2016. Which, against most predictions, he won. Trump continued using Twitter as one of his primary methods of public communication throughout his presidency, tweeting over 25,000 times while in office. Despite many of these tweets containing misinformation, the tweets were left unchecked by Twitter until May of 2020, when Twitter updated its policy on misinformation in the midst of a pandemic and an election due to rampant misinformation regarding COVID-19. 2 of Trump's tweets claiming that mail-in ballots will result in voter fraud were labeled with blue citations to "Get the facts about mail-in ballots," marking the first time Donald Trump's tweets were fact-checked on Twitter. In October of 2020, just before the 2020 election, the New York Post ran a story with leaked data acquired from Hunter Biden, Joe Biden's son's, laptop. The story alleged corruption between Joe Biden and Burisma, a Ukrainian energy company that Hunter Biden sat on the board of. As the story was breaking, there had yet to be verification of where the Post had obtained this information, and so, under Twitter's hacked materials policy, which prohibits the sharing of hacked materials, links to the story were blocked. Links to the New York Post story were blocked for less than 24 hours. In January of 2021, Donald Trump's Twitter account would be temporarily banned after referring to the rioters in the Capitol building on January 6th as patriots. he tweeted again, referring to the January 6 rioters as patriots, resulting in a permanent ban from the platform on January 8, 2021. Twitter cited their glorification of violence policy as the reason behind the ban. Over a year later, in February of 2022, Donald Trump founded Truth Social, essentially a Twitter clone, to allow him a space to continue short-form communications to the public. However, this would not be the end of the commingling between Trump and Twitter. A month later, clearly upset by the path Twitter had been taking, Elon Musk tweets a poll. Free speech is essential to a functioning democracy. Do you believe Twitter rigorously adheres to this principle? A majority of Musk's followers answered the question with no. The next day, Musk added, given that Twitter serves as the de facto public town square, failing to adhere to free speech principles fundamentally undermines democracy. What should be done? Even before these tweets, Musk had been flirting with the idea of purchasing Twitter for months. He began buying stock in Twitter back in January, not long after Trump's ban, and it was revealed in an SEC filing on April 4th that Musk was the largest investor in Twitter at that time, owning 9.2% of Twitter's stock. By April 14th, Musk had made an offer to purchase all of Twitter for $44 billion and privately own the company. Just hours after making this offer, Musk spoke in an interview with TED about his intentions with the platform if he acquired it.
So, Elon, a few hours ago, you made an offer to buy Twitter. Why make that offer?
Well, I think it's very important for there to be an inclusive arena for free speech where all,
In May of 2022, while negotiations for his purchase of Twitter were still ongoing, Musk was asked in an interview with the Financial Times if he would reinstate Donald Trump's Twitter account following his acquisition of Twitter.
And the final question, and this is really the toupeed elephant in the room, are you planning to let Donald Trump back on?
Well, I think there's a general question of should Twitter have permanent bans? And I've talked with Jack Dorsey about this, and he and I are of the same mind, which is that permanent bans should be extremely rare and really reserved for people where they're trying to for accounts that are bots or spam scam accounts. I guess the answer is that I would reverse the perma ban. Obviously, I don't own Twitter yet, so this is not like a thing that will definitely happen, because what if I don't own Twitter? But my opinion, and Jack Dorsey, I want to be clear, shares this opinion, is that we should not have perma bans.
After 5 months of negotiations, Musk attempting to back out of the deal, and threats of lawsuits, the deal was completed, and Musk took ownership of Twitter on October 27, 2022. Musk would officially rename Twitter to X in July of 2023, changing the URL to x.com, which he had reacquired back in 2017. Shortly after gaining control of Twitter, Musk did what he promised and reinstated Donald Trump's Twitter account. He also reinstated the accounts of Kermit? He also reinstated the accounts of conservative commentators Jordan Peterson and the Babylon Bee. These reinstatements were in line with Musk's stated goal of free speech. However, almost immediately after, Musk's first round of bannings began. After a Twitter exchange between Musk and noted far-right activist Andy Ngo, leftist activist Chad Loder's Twitter account was banned. According to later reporting from Bloomberg, this ban was a direct request from Elon Musk, despite his earlier comments that a behind-the-scenes manipulation of accounts would be public.
Well, like I said, I think it's very important that the algorithm be open sourced and that any manual adjustments be identified. So if somebody did something to a tweet, there's information attached to it that action was taken. And I won't personally be, in there editing tweets.
Musk would also ban an account called Elon Jet, which was an account created by college student Jack Sweeney. The account used publicly available flight logs to tweet the activity of Musk's private jet. Musk originally committed to not banning the account, citing, of course, free speech. However, on December 14th, a specific change was made to Twitter's private information policy to prohibit sharing someone else's live location in most cases. The same day as the policy change, Elon Jet was banned, as well as Jack Sweeney's personal Twitter account. When asked by Newsweek about whether there was any safety risk involving his tracking account, Sweeney responded with, "Maybe a little, but I don't think it's that big. Flying on a private jet is pretty secure, and you're in an enclosed area at the airport. Plus the data is a little bit delayed, so it's not going to be there right away." It's also worth reiterating that all of the data utilized by Elon Jet is publicly available flight logs. The newly enacted doxing policy also resulted in the banning of multiple journalists, including Ryan Mack of the New York Times, Donnie O'Sullivan of CNN, Drew Harwell of the Washington Post, Matt Binder of Mashable, Micah Lee of The Intercept, Steve Herman of The Voice of America, Aaron Rupar, Keith Olbermann, and Tony Webster, who all were also accused of doxing during the course of reporting on the Elon Jet ban when they posted links to Elon Jet's account. In a Twitter space shortly after the bans, Elon Musk reiterated why the bans had taken place.
I just real quick, Elon, thank you for joining. I am hoping that you can give a little more context about what has happened in the last few hours with a handful of journalists being banned.
Well, as I'm sure everyone who's been doxed would agree, showing real-time information about somebody's location is inappropriate, and I think everyone on this call would not like that to be done to them. And there is not going to be any distinction in the future between journalists, so-called journalists, and regular people. Everyone's going to be treated the same. You're not special because you're a journalist. You're a Twitter. You're a citizen. So and ban evasion, or trying to be clever about it, like, oh, I posted a link to the real-time information, is obviously simply trying to evade the meaning. There's no different than actually showing real-time information.
So when you're saying posting a link to it, I mean, some of the people like Drew and Ryan Mack from the New York Times who were banned were they were reporting on it in the course of sort of pretty normal journalistic endeavors. You consider that like a tricky attempt at ban evasion?
You show the link to the real-time information, ban evasion, obviously.
And we never, I never posted your address.
You posted a link to the address.
We posted a link. In the course of reporting about Elon Jet, we posted links to Elon Jet, which are now not online and now banned on Twitter and here and there.
No more acceptable for me. It's no more acceptable for me, for you, than it is for me. Same thing. So anyway.
Oh, I think Elon has left.
And just minutes after joining the space, Musk leaves. The conversation amongst the journalists and Elon Jet continues until mysteriously ending due to, as Elon explained in a tweet moments later, a legacy bug. In January of 2024, more bans of left-leaning journalists and critics of Musk took place. The bans included Stephen Monticelli, Ken Kleppenstein, Rob Russo, Alan McLeod, as well as the prominent left-leaning accounts of the True Anon podcast and Z-Squirrel. None of these accounts were given explicit reasons for their ban, but rather they were simply directed to the terms of service and accused of violating them with no specifics given. Alan McLeod of Mint Press News posted on Instagram that, "Today, without warning or explanation, Twitter suspended my account. They told me to check my email for a reason, but no email has been forthcoming. I have never even remotely been involved in any controversy, / been reported, / been stuck in Twitter jail before, so I assume the real reason is political, especially as high-profile leftist accounts like Rob Russo and Z-Squirrel were also targeted today." Stephen Monticelli of the Texas Observer told Motherboard, "I haven't received any communication from Twitter /X about why I have been suspended. I can't think of anything I've posted lately that would have been worthy of suspensions, although I have written multiple critical reports of Twitter, X, and Elon Musk." When asked about the banning of Alan McLeod, Musk tweeted, "We do sweeps of spam / scam accounts, and sometimes real accounts get caught up in them. It must have, yet again, just been a coincidence that it was accounts associated with the left that were the ones banned." In March of 2024, Musk sat down for an interview with former CNN journalist Don Lemon. Musk had been in talks with Lemon for months regarding Lemon producing a show that would be posted on X. This interview was said to be the first episode of the new project between Lemon and Musk. Lemon asked Musk about the content moderation on X.
You recently called content moderation, though, a digital chastity belt. Do you think that you believe that X and you have some responsibility to moderate hate speech on the platform?
I think we have a responsibility to adhere to the law, and we have a responsibility to be transparent about when things are shown, why they're shown. That's why we open source our algorithm. I think once you start going beyond the law, now you're putting your thumb on the scale.
Musk believes that content moderation should follow the law, except, conveniently, in the case of posting publicly available flight data. Unfortunately, this video would never make it to the X platform. The interview ends with Musk being visibly frustrated about Lemon's questioning regarding advertising on X.
So you said if they kill the company, it's them. But doesn't the buck stop with you? I mean, you're
John, I have to say, choose your question carefully. There's 5 minutes left.
Okay, but so
is this the question you want to ask?
The same question is you said that they are killing the company, but you're the head of the company. The buck doesn't stop with you?
I acquired X in order to preserve freedom of speech in America, the First Amendment. And I'm going to stick to that. And if that means making less money, so be it.
Within a day of the interview taking place, Musk canceled the contract with Lemon, resulting in a lawsuit that is still ongoing today. Musk originally made this contract with Lemon in an attempt to bring more left-leaning voices to the platform, but as soon as he was pressed on his statements by someone he doesn't agree with, he no longer supported them on the platform. As Musk said prior to purchasing Twitter,
And a good sign as to whether there is free speech is someone you don't like allowed to say something you don't like. And if that is the case, then we have free speech. And it's damn annoying when someone you don't like says something you don't like. That is a sign of a healthy, functioning, free speech situation.
In July of 2024, not long after Musk fully endorsed Donald Trump for president, several accounts on Twitter claimed that they had been prevented from following Kamala Harris's campaign account, Kamala HQ, due to a limit-reached error message. Representative Jerry Nadler of New Jersey urged the House Judiciary Committee to look into the potential censorship, saying, "Unlike the countless conspiracy theories of political censorship that Republicans have chased down over the last year, X's attempt to block users from following Vice President Harris's campaign account appears to be a real example of online censorship." The House Judiciary Committee has recently investigated government, academic, and big tech censorship of conservative accounts in what Jim Jordan, representative of Ohio, calls the censorship industrial complex, but refused to look into the issue of X limiting followers of Vice President Harris's account. Neither Musk nor X have responded to these allegations. In September, Ken Klepekstein, one of the leftist journalists that was temporarily banned previously by X, posted a leaked document from the Trump campaign detailing the vetting that was done on vice presidential nominee J.D. Vance prior to his selection by the campaign. The 271-page document was systematically blocked on X, and Klepekstein's account was permanently banned from the platform in response. Reportedly, X was contacted directly by the Trump campaign after the leak, but before X had opted to block any instances of it, something that the old left-leaning guard of pre-Musk Twitter didn't do when it came to Hillary Clinton's email leak that happened shortly before the 2016 election. And unlike the 24-hour blocks that occurred on old Twitter regarding the Hunter Biden laptop story, the blocking of this document remains in place to this day, as of October 2024. Since the assassination attempt in July, Musk has fully boarded the Trump train, with a full endorsement of the former president, as well as the establishment of a super PAC called America PAC, which he has donated $75 million to as of September 30th. The PAC established by Musk has spent nearly $96 million in support of Trump in total as of September 30th. And of course, Musk has even appeared on stage with Trump.
As you can see, I'm not just MAGA, I'm dark MAGA.
Musk's support of Donald Trump falls under free speech, and I would never say that he isn't allowed to endorse or financially support a candidate for president. But as Musk said himself,
Twitter employees, people at Twitter, their political donations were 99%, literally 99%, to Democrats. That's obviously an extremely left-leaning group.
If the political donations of employees of old Twitter show an obvious left-wing bias, according to Musk, then certainly such strong vocal and financial support from the head of the company, along with all of the other evidence I've shown in this video, shows a right-wing bias on X. Musk exemplifies free speech for me, not for thee, all while he pretends to be a free speech absolutist. Elon Musk is the richest man in the world, and over the last few years, he has shown just how powerful that makes him, as he purchases one of the most popular social media companies in the world on a whim, allows disinformation that supports his political views to flourish, while censoring any dissenters. That is the hypocrisy of new Twitter under Elon Musk. And so, to test the free speech waters of Twitter in the year of our Lord 2024, I have decided to tweet a link to this video that you've been watching. Feel free to go and check my Twitter in the description below and see if the video is still up. Please like and retweet the video as much as possible. Also, if that tweet or my account does get taken down, I'll update my YouTube channel announcing that somehow, so subscribe to see if that happens. And thank you guys for watching. It means a lot as I build this channel and figure out what kind of content I want to be here. I'm always working on new video ideas, but if there's something specific you'd like to see me make a video on, leave it in the comments down below. I'm always looking for new ideas. Anyway, I hope to see you guys in the next video.